What am I doing here? I'm not supposed to be here yet. Hey, it's great to see you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook. And I say it's great. Well, I always say it's great to see you, but today I want help. I was presented with an idiomatic expression that I didn't quite understand, so I can use some help. Idiomatic expressions are some of the most challenging things for non English native speakers. And even though I've been speaking English for a few years now, I I get stumped from time to time, so it's great to be here because I know that I can ask all kinds of questions and get helpful answers and not feel stupid. That's the bottom line. I know you guys and I trust you guys and I love learning things through you. But it's not about me. It's about you. It's about Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we take a look at questions like idiomatic expressions. We take a look at language. We take a look at headlines, at anything that is on your mind as it relates to Puerto Vallarta, our city, and the place where we live as a community of English speaking locals. And, um, and for those of you that are watching from afar, and I know you know that you are most welcome here because I know that Puerto Vallarta occupies a special place in your hearts. And last but not least, for those of you that are not watching live and watch us later on YouTube, you are just as important. And we appreciate the fact that you like what we publish, you give it a thumbs up, that you subscribe. It's all good stuff. As always, if you're watching live for the first time and you wish to let us know, you can add a capital letter. No, you can add the word new to your comment, and we'll be so very happy to give you a nice little welcome. And of course, if you, oh, I'm happy to do that. Kathleen says, raise your hand if you love Fridays. Me, I love Fridays. But if you have something really important that you wish to share,
Thank God.
don't forget to add a capital letter Q to your event. Like Gary has done here. Hi, Cluster. Just wonder if anyone knew of a place you can get used appliances. My friend's fridge got fried in the storm and has been looking, but no luck so far. Thank you. Gary, I do have a suggestion. There is, and this may or may not help, there is a store that sells slightly used appliances and chingaderas from hotels. They have two bazaars. One is not far from the municipal stadium, and I understand that's where they have small items. And then they have another one that is behind Pitillal, which is where they have furniture and large items. I cannot guarantee that they will have a refrigerator, but that is the first thought that came to mind. What I am going to do, Gary, is I will pum pum pum. I will put that in the show notes today because I do recall they have a Facebook page. And if by any chance I forget, please don't hold it against me. Just knock on my door tomorrow, and I'm sure I will not forget then. So there you go. That was a comment with a Q. If you have anything else that is important, such as my bug bites. Yesterday, you guys shared all this wonderful knowledge about things to go buy at the drugstore. I went to buy some ointments and chingaderas, and the bug bites are not feeling itchy. Thank you so much, Claude, for asking. I appreciated the knowledge that you gave me. The thing that Claude recommended, Pica something, I forget what the name was. I found it at Farmacia Guadalajara. I did go and visit with my wonderful Dr. Simi, and they sold me something different. I was a little disappointed because I didn't see Dr. Simi, but now I'm trying all these ointments. I'll keep you posted as to how well they de-itch my body. But now let us dive into the news because we do have a couple of interesting things to share. We'll come back to all these comments in a little while. But let's jump over to the news, and we start with something exciting. This coming August 15, the state of Jalisco will become the first Mexican state to offer digital driver's license through an application available on iOS and Android devices. The new digital licenses will have the same official validity as the physical ones, and you can obtain one the next time you renew your Jalisco's driver's license or you apply for a brand new one. And of course, this is done, in case you didn't know it, at the local Unirse building, which is located in Fluvial Vallarta. Mayor Michel traveled to the city of McAllen in Texas with his wife to sign the certificate that formalizes a sisterhood between the cities of McAllen and Puerto Vallarta. This is good news. I noticed that Mrs. Mayer is wearing a crocheted pocket, which made me feel sweet and happy about that. But if, like me, you are wondering why she's kneeling down at the airport, it is not some sort of religious thing, as I immediately suspected. I immediately went like, what the hell's going on here? It is a case in which the Vallarta Opina editors cropped the photograph funny. And this is why they are kneeling at the airport, not because of whatever other reason. And next, I want to show you this crocodile. Look at the size of that monster. It is huge. This particular specimen measures over 3 meters in length and lives happily in the Marina Vallarta golf course. Yesterday, however, it decided to go into the ocean for a swim. Who can blame the crocodile? And fortunately, municipal ecology authorities were notified and they managed to capture the animal. But look at the size of the lifeguards compared to the size of the crocodile. It is just crazy. Anyhow, they captured the animal and returned him to the golf course as this is its natural habitat. And that is, of course, a happy ending. And now, an unhappy ending. You may remember how a number of residents, locals, held a protest right outside of City Hall about a month ago, blocking traffic and demanding explanations as to why there is no clean water in their neighborhoods. At that time, again, this was on the 29th of June, Mayor Michel and the director of CEPAL signed letters of commitment indicating that water service would be restored to some 12 or 14 colonias within 20 working days. And in the meantime, they would have alternating days with and without water. Well, the time is up, and CEPAL did not deliver on their promise. Are you surprised? Neither am I. Apparently, a meeting has been scheduled for this coming August 2nd for the city administration to explain itself. How unfortunate. And I certainly hope that these communities continue to pressure the city so that they will deliver on their promises, in their promises. I am full of questions about language today, I tell you. I love it. Let's take a look at our weather forecast and see what snarky weather has to say about all of this. Beep, boop, it's fucking sunny. Okay, well, I have to agree with that, even the beep, boop part. It's 29 degrees, humidity is at 73. Our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 85, and our weather forecast for today says thunderstorms. What a surprise. Chance of rain of 33%, a high of 34, and a low of 22. Tomorrow, Saturday, will be humid with mostly cloudy skies through the day, a high of 33 and a low of 22. And Sunday will be a humid day with mostly clear skies throughout the day, a chance of rain of only 7%, a high temperature of 33, and a low of 22. Oh boy, it is hot out there, and I have more news about the heat. But first, yesterday was a wonderful day for me. I hope it was a wonderful day for you, but I knew I was doing my music appreciation presentation, but I figured I'm going to head into town early. I'm going to find myself, because I haven't gone shopping for groceries, I'm going to find myself a nice air-conditioned place where I can sit with my Kindle and have a little bite and wait for the time for me to go and teach or present my music appreciation shindig. And of course, I ended up at El Granero, which I was going to go anyway because I figured I like El Granero. Their front door is always open, so I don't think it's going to be air conditioned, but it's a comfortable place. It's not very expensive, and they have wonderful craft beer. So I get to El Granero, and very much to my surprise, they are air conditioned. So I sat there and ordered a couple of craft beers and had a burger. And it was wonderful because after my burger, I still had 1 hour left. So I read from my book, The Three Body Problem, and had a wonderful time. But what is great is that I published this on Facebook, and I got a bunch of comments. Among them, there is a nice gentleman here in town, Kevin J. McGinnis, who contacted me to remind me that he has a Facebook group for craft beer lovers. And he says to me, well, if you like craft beer, you may want to consider our Facebook group. And I wrote him back and I said to him, I love craft beer. What I lack, unfortunately, is time to participate or follow all these Facebook groups. But I am so happy that there are people like Kevin that come to Puerto Vallarta and create communities with specific topics so that we can be part of the different communities that represent things that we're interested in. So if you happen to enjoy craft beer very, very much, and you want to participate in a Facebook group with like-minded individuals, I will share the URL for the Facebook group. I found it, even though I said to Kevin this morning, please send it to me, but I went looking for it and I found it for you to have. And that was lovely. But then I got this other comment that didn't mean much to me. And because it came from someone that I don't recognize and I didn't want to feel stupid, I figured I'm going to share it here. And the comment, of course, reads, hey, a actual bar that you can belly up to. Guess they are catching on. And I was stumped with this belly up business because the only belly up activity that I'm familiar with is Luna. When she's getting lovey-dovey or when she wants my attention, she goes belly up. But then I got curious about this and I looked on the internet. And according to the internet, to go belly up is to go bankrupt or to fail. So I'm still stumped about an actual bar where you can go bankrupt or an actual bar where you can fail. If anybody can explain this idiom to me, I would appreciate it. It's not the end of the world if I don't understand it, but I didn't. So there you have it. And back to the weather, our last comment, our last news item that we have is we are having a heat wave. There's nothing new here. But what is new is that the Copernicus Climate Change Service, and this is a European organization that supports society by providing authoritative information about the past, present, and future climate in Europe and the rest of the world, along with the World Meteorological Organization, that's a tough word, they have announced that July 2023 is set to be the hottest month on record, the hottest month ever on record. The extreme weather, which has affected many millions of people in July, and I'm quoting the words of the Secretary General, Professor Petteri Talas, the extreme weather, which has affected many millions of people in July, is unfortunately the harsh reality of climate change and a foretaste of the future. The need to reduce greenhouse gas emissions is more urgent than ever before. Climate action is not a luxury, but a must. Oof. There you have it. Find a nice pool. Go talk to your besties and go swimming in their pools. The last thing that I want to share is a correction before we go into our comments. I let you know about my next music appreciation presentation on Tony Bennett, his life and his music. Unfortunately, when I designed the flyer, I did not put the correct date. I did put the event on the correct date, which is Thursday, August, but the flyer had a different date in it, thanks to my dear friend Lars's keen eye yesterday during the presentation. He noticed that there was a mistake, and the mistake has now been corrected. And now let's see what you guys are up to for the weekend. I am going to crochet, I am going to swim, I am going to drink, and I'm going to get high as a kite. Oops. Let's see what we have. Oh, Den. Hello, Den. Den is my other science fiction buddy. I hope you guys are doing well, Den. I hope you are good. I need you guys to come back because I miss you. There you go. Let's see. Many good mornings, which is absolutely wonderful. Luisa from Guadalajara says there is actually a restaurant in Guadalajara named Huevos Diaz, which is how Luisa says good morning every time we're here. Thank you very much for the update. Let's see. Let's see what else. I suppose this is about the big crocodile. He is muy grande, unless your husband just brought you a birthday cake. I love it. I love it. I love it. Albert just says deliver on their promises. This is a great theory. I love it from Robin. The croc was just retrieving my golf ball after a bad shot. Dang, the interrupting of the training. That is very funny. Let's see what else we have. Oh, goody. Oh, goody. Michel is flying home tomorrow. I am so looking forward to seeing you, dear friend. Oh, Frank and I were sitting next to you at Granero, and I did not recognize you. Just goes to show you how well I pay attention to my immediate surroundings. That is so funny. Well, there you were, and there I was. I didn't recognize you either, Frank, so we are even. What a comfortable place, no? What a great place to just have a nice, cool meal. And for me, it was just a great place to disconnect from everything else and just enjoy my book. Kathleen says that the belly up thing has to do with pressing up close to the bar. Huh. Some also say is sit at the wood. Oh, that brings up all kinds of different connotations for me, honey. But I'm not gonna go there. Oh, Belly up can also mean literally belly up, belly to the bar for hours. Okay, literal. Oh, so it's a literal expression. Bring your belly up to the bar. Gotcha, gotcha. Mark says, before saloons in the West, patrons would lean on the bar with their bellies while they drank. Interesting. I don't usually do that, but this is good to know. Thank you, Dan. Belly up to the bar comes from old movie TV westerns, as in come and belly up to the bar, and you go and stand or sit with your belly facing the bar. Does that include male strippers dancing over the bar or not? Because I've seen that happen in town, and I've loved it when it happens. Let's see. So it's all about the belly. I love it. Well, I do have a belly, and I do bounce it against the bar when there are no stools. So I suppose that gives me a sense of belonging. Let's see. Good morning, says Pamela. Oh, Pamela is strange. You are strange, my friend. You invited me to go out with you and drink with you, and I don't even know you, and you don't even know me. What kind of person are you? Just kidding. I believe, Pamela, we've mentioned favorite yarn shops before. The one that I like the most is called La Perlita, and it is in downtown Puerto Vallarta. In fact, the last time you mentioned that you wanted to crochet, I provided the same answer. So there you have it. And I do believe La Perlita is listed in our general reference map. In fact, let's go find out right now. Let's not go find out right now. I don't want to distract everybody else. But before the day is over, I'll make sure that La Perlita, my favorite yarn store, is listed on the general reference map. And this, I think, brings us to the end of today's broadcast. Tomorrow, another broadcast. But today, I am having a stay-at-home day for crocheting and getting work done and doing all kinds of wonderful things. I do hope that your weekend will begin beautifully, and I do hope that we will connect again tomorrow. If not, sometime soon. Have a great weekend.